fucking earphones in. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Club Call. Wednesday, 21st of February. We still know nothing about the points. I'm going to keep saying it until they can be bothered doing something about it.
Hey, you be bothered.
Exactly. And we've obviously, the title of this Club Call is When Will We Finally Hear About the Appeal?
That was the worst Bros song, wasn't it?
It was.
Very good.
When will we finally hear about the appeal?
Little Dickie Masters! Little Dickie Masters!
I can't answer. That's what Dickie's like. I can't answer that. In a couple of weeks. Yeah. I mean, when do you think?
I don't know, and it doesn't matter. I'm
asking you a question.
I'm a human
play
being.
along.
I'm a human
For
being.
Christ's sake,
I have limited knowledge in such matters.
No one know.
It would be like saying, where do you think that satellite's going to land?
Who cares? It's not going anywhere.
Well, what if it does?
Well, it won't.
What if it's Wembley on Saturday night?
I spoke to my mate in NASA. And
Your mate in NASA doesn't know.
Of course he knows.
No. He works in the pen section. Yeah. He restocks the pens in the gift shop.
He works in the Jet Propulsion Lab.
Jet Propulsion gift shop he works.
If you say so. Yeah, so come on, hit that like button and subscribe right now. Otherwise, you're fully on the Richard
in
Masters
the comments
train.
Right now, I want to just see a day. Everyone just write a day when you think it's going to come in. I want
people to literally just write a day.
No,
a day.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Choose a day.
You know,
not write a day.
Yeah. Or is he like you're thinking it could happen on a Monday?
Remember
could happen on a Tuesday, could happen on a Wednesday.
Remember
we'll chill on a Sunday.
Remember Mervyn Day, the goalie, and a coach at Everton.
Mervyn Day was a coach at Everton.
Have you gone into St Helens with Ned? It just arrived.
He was the coach. Come on, I want dates. Just give me dates. Give me dates. That's what Ned's shouts.
That's what literally Ned on a Saturday night. Yeah. Ian says, I love how the media already know that we are getting the result of the appeal this week. The way the Premier League and Sky work together is sickening. Do they know?
Friday, I'm in love.
Right, some dates have gone in. I've got more dates than that.
I want more dates than them. What do you think's going to become first? The judgment or the satellite falling from the sky? Which one's coming first?
You've asked for dates. Come on.
No, I'm mixing it up.
Right,
now.
Toffee said Friday. RC typed a day, which is what you.
I like it.
Celtic Faith Friday. Matthias went for Sunday. Tony Kang went for Judgment Day. Nick said the 30th of February, knowing the Premier League. I like that. I like what you've done there. The 12th of Never says Danny. 20th of May says Andy. Never Sunday. Last day on Earth. We've had Friday 11 a.m. Friday. That's from Paul and Friday from Crawley.
Friday from Crawley.
Michael Rafferty went for the 22nd of March 2055. Corn Van Pletzen says, do you think there is a world where we get 10 points back?
There might be. I just don't know if it's this world. I don't know.
I think it's highly unlikely we do not get 10 points back.
I don't know.
Really. I mean, I have no clue. I am someone that didn't think we get.
Here's a question for you then.
So.
Now that I've thrown the goal, now that I've seen that, you'll react to anything I say. If there was a film, right?
To describe Richard Masters.
Based on this whole thing, I want to know two things. I want to know two things. Who would play?
Always two things.
Who would play Shagger Silk in the film, and who would play Little Dickie Masters in the film? Let me know in the comments right now.
That's a good one.
Let me know in the comments who would play those two people in the film.
Shagger Silk.
Let me know.
Who is Shagger Silk? He's found.
What are you doing?
He's made up because he's found.
Have you done it?
No, he's found.
Has it worked?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who done that for you?
Me.
Who done it for you?
Me.
Who done it for you?
Payjack.
No. Payjack sitting in there giving someone a dressing down for not being good enough for the job.
Yeah. Hey, man, Paul. It was at Super. It was at Super. Joe's getting a double dressing down.
It's nobody. It's nobody.
No.
What are you giving names
No,
for?
Joe, the life coach.
No.
Joe, the life coach, is getting double teamed in the next room.
Can I ask a question? Where do you want the satellite to land?
Told you, Wembley on
St Helens.
No, where do you really want it to land?
To land anyway.
Well, it
explode.
Oh, no, it can explode.
It can.
Do you reckon got exploding things in it? It will fall to bits mostly.
Stephen, it actually is, mate. It is.
What is?
JPL isn't NASA. I think you'll find it is, mate.
John Paul Kissack.
Yeah. Shagger Silk, Tom Cruise went RC.
No.
No, I don't see that.
No, I don't see that.
And RC went for Little Dicky Masters, Christian Bale. No.
What?
No.
I see more like Shagger Silk.
Samuel says Shagger Silk, Gabriel Macht.
I don't know who that is.
And Pee Wee Herman is Dicky Masters.
He's dead. He died.
Yeah, that's
He died. He's dead.
Nick says the bad guy from Happy Gilmore would be Dicky Masters.
Oh, Shooter McGavin, but his real name... what's his... He's always good and stuff, him, and I can't think what his real name
Joe
is.
says Henry Winkler is Shagger.
My mum told me once that I was related to Henry Winkler. She's getting it all out.
I don't want to answer anything else concerned with that.
I'm going to go, like, Shagger Silk's going to be played by George Clooney. George Clooney's playing him, because you're always...
He's glowed up.
Mate,
He's glowed up then
I've
massively.
seen some films recently where there's real people in it, and they have absolutely
Glowed up.
picked the person playing them in the film. Let's get it right. So Shagger Silk is getting played by George Clooney. He's walking in, he's got this, and Dustin Hoffman is playing.
Oh, you can't. No, Gabriel
you can't.
Macht, Harvey Specter can't play.
Tom Hanks.
Steve Buscemi's Masters. That's a good one, but no, there has to be like that.
Austin Butler and Barry Keoghan from Saltburn.
No, there has to be a smugness about Masters. A smugness where you instantly dislike him. And I'm trying to think who I'd say you do play him, and I don't know if anyone knows.
Stephen Mulhern.
Has anyone seen Slow Horses? The MP from Slow Horses, the one that starts as a right-wing runt and ends up.
I think you should play him, Martin Edwards. You'd be good.
And ends up being the Home Secretary.
Oh, what about David Thewlis?
As someone who's in Harry Potter, just randomly coming to your head.
No, he's got like a...
What else is he in?
Rick Moranis.
in loads.
Rick Moranis is retired, but there are rumours that he might be coming back for the new Ghostbusters
to
film.
play Shagger
But
Silk.
he's been
Or to play
retired
Masters.
since for a very long time, you know. And things like you don't even notice.
David Thewlis is in loads.
What's he in?
He's in Dragonheart.
Dad's favourite film.
He's in The Omen remake.
The what?
The
Omen.
Omen. Omen.
Omen.
The Omen remake.
Is he in that? Yeah.
Omen, yeah.
What else is he in?
He's in Inspector Calls.
Ricky Gervais as David
Right.
Brent
He's in
as Dicky
Warhorse.
Masters.
Is he in Warhorse?
He's in Boy in Striped Pyjamas.
Is he in? I'm just going to throw random films out.
Oh, Ben.
Is he in?
Gone there.
Is he in The Big Lebowski?
I've never seen it.
Never seen The Big Lebowski?
No.
He's in it, and he actually plays a scouser called Knox Harrington.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan as Little Dicky.
No, too nice.
Sean Bean as Little Dicky.
You bastard.
Imagine it, yeah.
You
He just sees Everton's finances. Yeah, bastards. Bastards are building a new ground.
Oh,
bastards.
someone who said Joaquin Phoenix.
I could see that. I could see it.
Like,
Aidan Gillen as Masters.
Yeah, you know who Aidan Gillen is?
no.
He was in he's in loads of things. He was Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. He was in The Wire. He was in Queer as Folk. You'll know him though because he's been in so many things.
Okay.
What else was he in?
Masters is Ned Flanders, says Barry P.
No, that's a fictional character though.
Siegel the movie. Tony Macron says Les Battersby is Little Dicky. Steven Seagal. I mean, Ben went for Phil Schofield as Little Dicky Masters.
I could see it. I could see it. Timothy Spall. That's a good one.
Jack
James
Nicholson.
Corden.
Jack Nicholson's 98. He's not, but you know what I mean. He's also retired. James Corden.
Blue Boy Shoes said Shagger Silk. Shagger Silk would be Jenna Jameson.
I'm not sure about that. That seems a little bit far-fetched.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Jane Jonah Jameson, yeah.
The baddie receptionist in Home Alone 2 for Dicky.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Yeah, could be Tim. I mean, he's not a receptionist of it. That's not
He's a
what
concierge.
Concierge.
Manager.
A hotel manager.
Tom.
Rob Schneider.
Jesters went Tom Huddleston as Masters. Smug as...
Hey, Tom Huddleston. Tom Hiddleston or
Yeah.
Tom Huddleston.
Tom Huddleston scored the other day from
Tom
Man United.
Hiddleston, from
yeah.
Loki is a fine actor.
Robert Patterson.
As which one? You just naming actors.
Yeah.
You
Robert Patterson. No.
just naming actors. And Batman.
That's thinking of Nathan Patterson rather than Robert Pattinson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
The guy who played Joey Boswell from Bread.
I've had it with these
Who
small
Pete
clubs.
Howell?
What about Dingo playing
Donald Trump. Dustin Hoffman. Rondon went
I
with.
went with Dustin Hoffman.
Well, he's just backing it up then, isn't he?
What about
If it was Donald Trump on Sky, when Sky went to 48 hours, Everton will know. He could have gone, fake news.
Owen can play Farmer Sherry and he can be like, I don't know what's going on with these points.
Why?
feels and sounds a little bit off that.
I don't know.
Hello, Jim.
Imagine, Big Kev, imagine. Straight there. Oh, I can't read that out.
Play Sean Dyche.
Erwin Shyster.
What about? Hang on.
What Dickie Masters?
What about? All right. We got a case here. We're gonna win it.
Yeah, Shagger Silk McConaughey would be incredible. Curtis Roberts says Toby Jones as Shagger and Brian Cox as Masters.
I'd put them the other way around.
I like Brian
Michael
Cox.
Crawford as Dickie Masters. Betty. Nick Porter said Ned sounds like Super Mario. Michael Crawford was Betty.
Was he though?
Yeah, well, yeah, he was. And RC said Bernard Hill as Shagger Silk going, gives them points back, little Dickie.
But he was also the
Liam Neeson.
he also was the captain of the Titanic. What about Christopher Walken going, we want those points back. I've had this watch stuck up my ass for 5 whole years, and I want those points back.
Maybe. Dan Osborne went for Roy Cropper as Dickie. Ben James said Roland Rat.
Liam Neeson.
A Shagger.
Particular set of skills.
Yeah. You have taken our points and I want them back.
Ned, come on, give us someone that the only person that you can do an impression of being Everton's lawyer. Go on.
Who? I can do impressions of everybody.
Go on, give us some impressions of people then.
I don't know what to.
Well, the line is, we want our points back, or a variation. Let's have them.
Sorry.
Go on.
We want our points back so we can get back on the guy. We can get back on the grass. About the guy.
So could you explain who that is?
It's quite obvious.
Who is he?
It's all part of the game.
But who is he?
Points. So we just want ours back.
Who is he?
We can get back on the grass.
But who is he?
And get our points back.
Who is he?
Sean Dyche.
Okay, so give us someone else like an real actor. Come on, your favourite impression, come on.
What's your favourite go-to one?
Master Wayne. Master Wayne. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
I honestly thought it was Harry Redknapp when he started. And then I've just realised that. I thought you were going to go with the chopper. It's just normal go-to.
I can't do Arnie very well.
Do Arnie asking for the points back?
I'm a cab, you idiot.
But the points back.
Get the points back.
Arnie when he was a Geordie.
Points back.
Right, we need someone to call up.
Yeah. This is descending into chaos.
Into farce.
Corn Van Pletzen, which is a great name, says, I have been an Everton fan from South Africa for 12 years. I haven't had any good times besides 5th in 2013-14. Give me hope that there will be good times in the near future.
Joanna?
I can't, Con. I can't just sit here. It's not just like that.
Give me hope.
You've just got to have blind faith, mate, that things will get better.
Points back you have.
Do or do not.
Kev Murphy said, was that Yoda? That's Sean Dyche.
Everybody, your points back. Yay! Right, we've got Eddie.
Oh, have we?
And I think he's in Texas.
Well,
I think he's in Texas, but he might tell us differently.
Michael Rafferty went Tom Cruise for the Al. You can't handle the truth.
Maybe.
But it's Jack who said that. Baps went for Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I mean, it's a shout. Ned, was Eddie?
He's here.
We
can't hear him.
I mean, that doesn't...
Well, then that's an issue for a phone, isn't it? If he's not got his mic on.
It's a long way to talk without a mic.
We're not going to hear him, I don't think.
Adam Drivers as Masters.
Mitch says Ned's impression of Arnie is killing me.
Oh, Eddie, you made me put an earphone in.
Eddie has had a mare. Eddie has had a mare. Yoda, our points back we will take, says John Hunter. In the voice of Sean Dyche, according to Ned. according to Ned. Let's see what the old Premier members are saying. What is happening?
You talking about young there? Actually young.
Too old.
Actually young. Too old.
Start to rank right wing.
Paddy says William Defoe as Little Dicky. Michael Woods went for Mathew McPartland as Dicky.
Oh, I just heard something.
I heard sound. I heard sound.
You're editing. Oh, so we're going to have to hear what you're editing.
Gary says, howdy. Howdy on this Friday. Gray Lead says something that is incredibly prevalent with every match at the moment is we need pace. Yeah. The build-up is horrendously slow and ponderous, sideways and backwards. Passing seems to be a default setting. There's very little in the way of sustained attack and threat, and our wingers aren't wingers. There's no more than 3 passes before a miscontrol or a pass goes wayward and we get turned easily, getting outplayed by the most basic of sides. Players are mentally weak. The manager's tactics and coaching are next to useless. I think I've covered everything. Well, you've been very forthcoming there in your views. All views accepted there. Matt says, I think they're delaying the release of the appeal decision because if we get any points back, it'll make them look like fools. Remember, they wanted to dock us 12 points at the beginning, and they want to strategically bury that news. It also gives them a chance to make life harder for us in the meantime, since they believe we deserve to be punished. Well, they only believe we deserve to be punished so they can head off an independent regulator. It's not, they don't really. They're not really arsed. They weren't arsed halfway through the process until someone said independent regulators coming in, and then they've just fronted it up. But
have we got Eddie? Yeah. Come on, Ed.
Let's go, Ed. What do you want to say?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
We can hear
you now, mate. Now you put your mic on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But okay. How are you guys doing on a fine Wednesday?
Is it a fine Wednesday?
Is it a fine Wednesday? We're in purgatory at the moment, mate.
Yeah. I mean, outside of football, how are you guys doing?
There's no, we don't know a thing called outside of football, Eddie. I'm afraid.
No, Ed, it never. You go home and you're still thinking about it. I think we're all right, mate. Yeah. I think we're okay. How are you? What's the weather like?
Let's see, how much is that?
What is that in English?
80 degrees is great.
I know. I'm saying
it's about
26,
7. Yeah.
What's the humidity like?
We don't in San Antonio. It's dry here, so we don't have humidity.
Okay,
nice.
It's a nice 80. It's not like
it's 9 degrees here, but that's fine. That's fine.
9.
It's 9. Fine. I'm warm. I'm warm. I'm fine. 9's nice. I like it when I go for a run and it's 9.
14 you want. 14's a minimum. But hey ho. Anyway, go on, Ed. You don't want to just ask us how we are or talk about the weather. What do you want to say?
Yeah, so, well, the first thing is, did you guys see that Messi knows what Everton is?
I should hope Messi knows what an Everton is, but yes, we did. We did.
I found that little segment hilarious, where he has Mbappe's and Messi's opinions, and Mbappe doesn't mind us, but Messi just thinks we're absolute shit. Which is,
at least his judgment's good as well, to be fair, as well as his ability.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. He's like my favorite player of all time, and he just called my team terrible. And I was like, wow.
Well, things can only get better, can't they?
Yeah, but
allegedly.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have more news. Which I think it's ridiculous. They told us we were supposed to get this our points hearing. I think yesterday was the deadline or something. It was 24 to 48 hours on Friday. And we haven't heard anything, which I find... honestly, at this point, just tell us we're not getting any points, and I would just be content. Well, I wouldn't be content, but at least I'm not hopeful that, like, something might change. And it just... This way, I feel it affects the players a lot more than, like, we give them credit, because, like, they for sure feel the pressure of being in this spot, but they also have like, oh, maybe we don't have to, like we have to play our hardest, but in the back of their head, they're like, we might get points back, so is it really that big of a deal of how we're performing? I don't know how true that is, but like I feel that's like something that could be in the back of their head. So at this point, I rather just get, if worst comes to worst, you just give me 0 points today, and then Sean Dyche talks to the players, and like they act and their attitude will probably slightly change at least, knowing that there is no more points coming their way. And potentially you could even be docked more points, which I would find ridiculous.
No,
But
I think
yeah, no,
I think
yeah,
it
go
is
for it.
affecting it, Ed, for the simple reason that it's affecting us as a fan base in the ground. So therefore,
Oh, yeah.
that seeps through to the players. It can't not. But you cannot tell 37,000 Evertonians in Goodison not to feel anxious or not to be worried about what's going on. It's just never going to happen. If it was a one-off season, it might be slightly different. What we did a couple of years ago when Lampard was the manager, everyone got together and revitalised it, and the fans with the blue smoke and blah, blah, blah. But this is year 3 of having to do that. We had to do it again last year, and now you're asking the fans to have to do it again this year. Only this time, what's different this season is the previous 2 seasons have been purely down to the team not being able to win football matches. And while we're not exactly prolific winning football matches this season, we should have enough points to have us safe. Or with the ending in sight. Yeah, well, with the end in sight, really, if Everton are on 30 points, we're all thinking 3 more wins and we're safe.
Yeah.
With 13 games to go. And at the moment, you're looking at 6 or 7 wins. Aren't you?
Yeah.
6 maybe. Yeah. So that's the difference. That's where it is affecting everybody, yeah?
Yeah, I could tell. When I watched the game on Monday, the atmosphere, even the commentators on the US side, they're like, I've never seen Goodison this dead. And because it's true, like there was no noise, it was very quiet, I felt like a very morbid type game because to be fair, both teams didn't really look like they were trying. Honestly, it was poor from both sides. Crystal Palace didn't push the ball because they didn't have any creative players available to them, and their managers not even just left, and I don't know what was happening on our side. I agreed with the player ratings. I think Sean Dyche did it terribly with the way he set it up. He was too conservative in his style of play. With Ghana and Gardner, I thought that was a little like if he knows that they don't have any attacking threat really, and you still decide to choose 2 very defensive minded players and not put in Onana over like a Gardner or Ghana, I thought that was ridiculous. But
well, he's a cautious manager, isn't he? That's what he's that's how he's built his career. The problem is that it's the players aren't getting close enough to the centre forward. And when we get in the areas, we're not putting enough quality crosses into the box, and we're not getting players into the box. And as well as that being on the manager, it's on the players as well. If some of them have got to be brave enough to force the issue and try to get in and score goals. We're at home. The emphasis is on us to win games. We've got the crowd with you. Go out, get the intensity high. Get after teams and try and get ahead, and the crowd will do the rest. Yeah, but that's just where it is.
I also think Dwight just needs to take a rest. I don't think he's fit. He doesn't look as active as he normally does, I feel. Or I don't know if he's like dealing with something, because even before, he didn't really charge at players, but he would at least attempt to push forward. Now, when he gets the ball and if there's someone in front of him, he passes back, which I feel is a little less characteristic of what we saw last season. And I don't know if he's just injured or like something else, but like I understand his set pieces is the reason he stays in the squad, but we're not even getting really a lot of set pieces because we're not creating any attacking threat that causes corners or fouls near the box. So what's the point of him being on the pitch if we're not getting those chances to create corners anyway? Then his use is of no use, really, in my opinion, at least.
I just think we need to be more attacking at home, mate. And that would benefit everybody then. And I think the crowd would respond. You can't look at the fans, I've seen a few comments, the fans were shocking the other night and all that, but what do you want the fans to do? You sit down at Goodison. It's a game that you expect to win. You're playing a team with no manager and have got 4 of their best players out the side and are in a terrible run of form as well. That should be the perfect recipe to win a game. And your team comes out as the home side and is slow and ponderous, and the only real plan is smash it long and hope Dom can do something with it. That cannot be a game plan, and you can't expect then the fans to be pumped up for it during the game because of what they're seeing's poor. So we've got to come up with a way that we can engage the fans at home, and you do that by intensity. You do that by getting the ball back high and pressing and getting in and getting bodies into the box and having shots. And if Everton would have done that in the opening 10 or 15 minutes the other night, not only would I think we'd have scored, we'd have unsettled them. The crowd would have been right on it, and I think we'd go and win the game. But when you come out and you're passive and you allow the opposition to get comfortable in the game, and all the plan seems to look like is a Tarkovsky switch or a Jordan Pickford smash down the pitch, or you're just waiting for a free kick or a corner, then how can you expect people who continually have to go to the well and have had to do it? It just feels like one 3-year season. That's all it feels like. It's been one continuous pile of shite. And this year, when it's been slightly better, the Premier League have weighed in. And have put us back in the bottom 3 anyway. So we feel even more of an injustice because this actually is a year where we've managed to get our way from it through getting wins, and we've been dragged back into it anyway. So I honestly don't think you can call anyone, I'm not saying you are, by the way, I just don't think anyone can really have a go at the crowd at the moment because they're only in the Premier League because of the crowd over the last couple of years. So
aye.
And it's a sad sight to see. I have 2 last things to talk about.
Go on.
Firstly, I think Ben Godfrey is. I think he's just great. His attitude and the way he just he'll play wherever he's chosen to, and I thought he lost his pace. I'm not gonna lie. Like after his injuries, I thought he was done for. The couple in the last season, when he was in the squad, he didn't look as fast as he normally did. But this season, he looks like he's fully recovered. And he actually pushes with the ball, which is something nice to see from our wing. He'll run past Ashley Young. And, in the Crystal Palace game, he created probably, one of our better chances if when he laid it off to Dwight did something a little bit better than just pass it back. But I think he's shown that he's a quality player, and we'll probably sell him in the summer if we get a good offer from him. But I think it'll be sad to see him go just because of his utility.
Well, we don't know, do we? Ultimately, he has come into the manager. Does seem like he likes him actually, so he's done well in the last few games and.
Just his final ball is
at the end of the day, if the manager wants a defensive right back, then we've just got one who's got pace and the ability to get up and down the pitch, is strong, doesn't mind the tackle, doesn't mind getting in people's faces, and maybe he likes the idea that he is a little bit more proactive than maybe what Nathan Patterson is. Ben Godfrey doesn't let the game pass him by. I'd say that he very much is in the game all the time. And he's waited for a chance. A chance has come and he's taken it, and fair play to him. Fair play to him. It's what suits the manager. So I could see him staying in for the rest of the season.
What players have to do though? Get your chance. You've got to train. That's what he said. Ben, didn't he? He trained every day knowing he'd get a chance at some stage, and he had to take it. And he's doing well at the moment, and he's part of why Everton are generally decent at, defensively. It's offensively for me. Yeah, you're right. He can run up people, and in fact, one of the best bits of the other night was him driving over the halfway line with the ball. It's his final ball, and that's what he's got to work on. He basically hasn't got a final ball. No. He got in the first half on the right hand side, a great run, and then just hit the cross out for a throw in. So it's that kind of thing. He's got to get that work on his delivery, because it's no good getting into those areas because of your pacing, and you just whacking things across and out for throw-ins and things like that. If he can just put it into his zone, then he will be an asset because he runs past it. You're absolutely right. He runs past Ashley Young, leaves him for dead. So
yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was I've heard rumors that 777 has to resubmit papers again, and the approval is not close at all for them getting it approved. They're more likely to get denied at this point. Have you guys heard anything about that, or have an opinion of the fact that it's taken like 6 months or so to get this approval done, and all these delays, and there's like no real knowledge behind why it's taking so long?
I just think the Premier League are dragging the heels on it. It is what it is. There's a lot of rumours. There's a lot of stuff out there. If these people are not fit to take the football club over, the Premier League should have made the decision a while ago, and they haven't. They've asked for stuff. They've been given stuff. Why is it taking longer? So a way to delay it and keep Everton hanging on is just keep saying, "Oh, we need something else now," which I'm not even sure that that's the case now. So I don't know. I think the whole the minute you're allowed, and it does say in the Premier League handbook, so therefore no one can say to them you're breaking the rules or whatever. It says in the rules that process can take as long as they want it to take, which I just think is absolutely pathetic. I think you should have in the rules a decision has to be made after 12 weeks. If that decision after 12 weeks is we don't believe you're fit and proper right now, then you do have to go away and resubmit it, and maybe they say you can't resubmit for 2 months or something like that, and then everyone knows where they're up to. I think once
like when you park and you get like an hour. Yeah. And it says you can't come back for 2 hours.
There you go. But we all know, don't we?
Yeah, free parking. But some of us do try and get round that.
Yeah, well, there you go. But I just think an open-ended process, the same as I do on the points deduction thing, I don't see how that can be a real thing, Eddie, to be honest. But right now it is. And I'll be honest, the longer it goes on, the more likely they are to say yes rather than no. So, I fully expect it to go through in the next couple of weeks. But
does it worry you that there's this amount of concerns for potential owners?
It does worry me, but then I remember almost dancing for joy when Mashiri took over, and look how that turned out. So I'll be honest, I think anyone Everton get at the moment is not going to be ideal. For me personally, I only speak for myself. Everyone's got their own opinion. I just want the decision one way or the other. If it's a no, then say it please right now. If it's a yeah, then say it please right now, and I'll deal with whatever comes next. There is a train of thought that Everton are bought by 777 and they try to flip it in, not too far down the line. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what it looks like. What I do know is Everton haven't really had a plan for 25 years. So whoever comes in has to come in with a plan, has to take the club in a different direction, and has to start that process almost on day one. Of course, there's concerns about the stories you read. Some of them are hammed up. Some of them is just digging and hammering home things where it's not nothing to do with the football group. But there's still concerns there, of course. Would I like it to be a sheik with 500 billion in his bank? Of course I would. Because, money, even though it hasn't worked for Newcastle, it probably wouldn't make any difference because of the rules. You would still have more, you'd still feel more settled with that because you think, well, the money's there anyway. Mm-hmm. But I don't think...
Yeah, we buy players at least.
We wouldn't though, because like Newcastle haven't. So it's the same thing, mate. I think what I would say, or how I see it, right? Everton will be in a better position in the summer regardless. With people dropping off, a year dropping off, players going out the door. Everton will be able to spend money in the summer. The reality is, though, it will probably only still be a certain amount. Whether 777 come in and went, we've got this billionaire over here as well with loads of money. He said, we can have it all. We still wouldn't be able to spend money the way you used to be able to spend it. And that's Newcastle's problem. You got Aston Villa and Newcastle talking about selling their best two players this summer because of the rules. So we could have 100 billion to spend, but we wouldn't be able to spend it. That's what's crazy about the current situation. So I have no clue, mate. I just want a decision. I'm fed up with the whole thing, to be honest. We need a decision, and I want one on both things, because it is starting to really cause anxiety, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, normally I have better points to talk about that are more cheerful, but this week's just not been great for Everton, so I didn't really have anything to say. I appreciate your time.
Cheers, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
No worries, Eddie. Take care, mate. Bye now. Bye, mate.
There you go.
I mean, he can't magic nice things to talk about, can he? But I'm sure we'll have it. Paul Callow says Gary Shandling as Shag of Silk. I know he's dead, but he'd have been a cracking Silk. And when you look at him,
Gary Shandling's amazing.
Oh, that one, he looks like Shag of Silk in that one, doesn't he?
Amazing comedic actor. Yeah. Gary Shandling.
He would have been he'd have been a good Shag of Silk. Had a couple of William Dafoes. Keithy says the general word and feel of fans seems to be that we'll get some points back. We might not get any and could even be deducted more, but we won't. We won't get extra, will we? Think it's easier if we all just assume we won't be getting any back. I mean, it's a good way to look at it, Keithy. Why not? Kev Murphy says, I guarantee Everton's solicitor is Saul.
Why not?
Gray Lee says the absolute ideal to play Masters is Patrick Ballardi.
There you go.
Okay.
I've seen the pitch. I know who he is. I think he was in the British office. I think he was the guy that Dingo dances in front of, and he's not impressed at all.
Oh, I know who it is. I know what you mean. He's been in a few things.
I think the last thing I've seen him in was, I think he was in Line of Duty.
He's in Life, he's in Line of Duty.
No, he's definitely in Life.
And he's in a few things, yeah. Yeah, he'd be a good Richard Masters, because he's always he's out to Dr. Foster as well. Dr. Foster. Dr. Foster. It's a belt. You should watch Dr. Foster. Saran Jones is naughty in it. Not Doctor Who, no. We have got Dave Witch on the line. Big Witch.
It's not it can't be the Dave Witch.
It's the Dave Witch.
No, I can't see
County Road Bobbler Dave Witch.
I can't see how he would give his precious time for us.
Barry mustn't be around, so
because if he's not sending 17,000 emails out to people, he's balls deep in Guinness and steak.
Yeah, he is. And he sent me a GIF, as people call it, today of him having a bevy. It's tremendous.
Yeah, he likes a
and I've stored it in my favourites.
He likes a bevy, but only a moderate bevy.
Only a moderate bevy. He's just having a drink.
Yeah, he's just having a drink.
So when Everton win, that's the GIF I'm going to use.
He only ever drinks one, but it's a magical one because it seems to refill itself.
Fair play to him.
It does.
And I'm all day with that. How are you, David? All right, mate?
Hey, all right, lads. Yeah, I've got a few rants.
Go on, rant away, Dave. This is the place to rant. So go on, get on your rant. Get your rant on.
On your rant.
Get your rant on.
I needed a bit of Toffee TV therapy, I think.
Go on, my mate.
So yeah, you know what? It's really been getting to me. Why have we got to be so polarised online about everything? You know, why can't we? I've seen Patrick Ridge. And your episode of him was excellent yesterday, to be honest with you. But seen him talking something before, and he's almost got to caveat it with "I'm not Dyche House."
Yeah.
Everyone just assumes as though it's the same with players, isn't it? You can say a player needs to improve in X, Y, and Z, and then people say, "Oh, you're having to go at him." It's no need.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there is a grey area in between, and it does seem at the moment that you've got to be either in one camp or the other. You've either got to think Dyche turns water into wine, he's the Messiah, or you've got to think, that actually you want to chase him out the club. But I think most of us all accept that we're in a very real scenario where we've got, as you've been talking about, prospective new owners, we've got no money at the moment, really. So the likelihood of us getting rid of a manager is slim to none. We all know that we're in this current predicament. That doesn't mean that you can't look at what's going on and think, well, what can we actually do different? How can we improve with what we've got available to us? And it's just a certain sense of frustration, and that's kind of when I was listening to your discussion yesterday about maybe simplifying things back down. And I mentioned, I think, earlier on Twitter about I stupidly made the comment that maybe we might put a right footer on the right wing. I'm, I know it's a bit crazy in the current day. Put a right wing and right mid and a left-footed left winger. Because got to surely have someone with the wrong foot on the wrong side. But just surely it's something to do. Well, I've looked online and I obviously said maybe take McNeil off the side, which will knock both you lads out me saying that. But maybe give him a spell out, play Addison on the left. See how he gets on there. Just change up a bit. And just maybe put Dobbin on the right. Dobbin hasn't spent much time there, and he does like to come inside. But maybe just say to him and actually coach him on the training pitch to get back to basics. To say all we want you to do. Every single time you get the ball, get your head down, try and make the byline and get across into the box. That's all we want. We don't want you to try and bring it inside or check back or chop the ball back. Just get your head down, get to there, and just have a word either side. Every time Dobbin gets it, Harrison, get on your bike, get to the back post. Zakure, get as close to Calvert-Lewin as you can. And Arna, you've got the legs, so get in the box more often. It's not rocket science, is it? No. I just think sometimes we spend that long making excuses for these things. Well, he hasn't got anyone available, or what do you expect him to do? Yeah. Let's just get back to basics, you know what I mean? And it's just a source of frustration that we've got to kind of caveat everything, make excuses. And as a result, we always seem to be, it's nothing new that we haven't got a load of players. We haven't got like 7 or 8 players on the bench. It's no different under Moyes. Or before that, you've got to just use what you've got, and that's the basics of coaching, isn't it? And that might be working with players on the training ground and asking someone like Lewis Dobbin to just do it. You look at like a Mark O'Brien. Mark O'Brien, with all due respect to him, in the league. Now, if you watch him play, his game is so simplistic. He just tries to shift out of his feet quick and get across him. Well, he just does it. No matter if he plays left or right, he'll do the same thing every single time. Occasionally he'll knock it back inside or backwards, but he's not taking people on or, trying to work the space. He just literally takes a touch, gets his head up and gets it into areas. You're not telling me a professional top level footballer can't take them instructions on and try and replicate that. Anyway, rant over.
No, that was a mild rant.
That was mild. Yeah. I think you make a really good point of why is everything polarised. You can't just have a comment about someone without you're either one or the other, aren't you? It's you're like you've said, you're either Dyche out or you're a blind follower of Sean Dyche, so people don't like you that way. And the reality is, probably a lot of us are somewhere in the middle of like, you can accept he's done well, and he's done a great job away from home with this team. The team now, when he go away, stay in games. Now, okay, I'd like us to be more attacking, but I do accept that. It's just we haven't got great players that can open teams up, so you stay in games. But at home, I expect us to play better football, and I do. I expect an intensity to be there. I expect us to be on the front foot. Now, when you're playing Manchester City and Liverpool and Arsenal, I accept you cannot leave huge gaps because they can destroy you. So that's fine. But then Crystal Palace at home, sorry, you should be on the front foot. And there's been numerous other games. The thing is, Dave, there's 5 of the 6 home games you've got left are all very, very winnable. And under a David Moyes, you'd expect to win. Those 5 and under are Ronald Koeman at times. And I wasn't Koeman's biggest fan either. But I think there is something. Coaches have to make players better. You have to squeeze every drop out of what you've got. And that's done right the way up, whichever level you're at. Pep Guardiola has to get more out of the ability that he has in that squad, and it works all its way down. Look at what Rob Edwards is getting out of Luton, for argument's sake. So, and the manager's done that away from home, but he hasn't been able to solve his issue at Goodison Park. He's won 3 games this season at Goodison. He's won 7 Premier League matches in 21 games at Goodison Park. 1 in 3 for us is awful at home. It really is. So he's got to solve that. And that might be by putting Jack Harrison on the left at the moment because Dwight McNeil's not playing well. It might be giving Lewis Dobbin a go on the right. It might be saying, I'm having Jack Harrison on the left. I'll go with Young to start on the right. And then I've got Dwight McNeil to come on or whatever it might be. I go with Onana Idrissa Gana, Gay, Decore, and it is James Garner on the right, which he started the season with, don't forget.
Yeah.
Just do something a little bit different at home, but get that intensity going and get that, try to put teams on the back.
Yeah. Well, we said this for a while, haven't we? Because of the lack of squad, you have to use everybody and fit them in. I mean, we've just been talking there about Ben Godfrey. None of us would have thought Ben Godfrey would have been playing right back a month ago because we had 3 right backs. And now he's coming in, he's the 4th, and actually all of them are fit. But the manager's found something there that is working at the moment, and I think you'd have to do that. Again, I find it really interesting that, again, just going back to what Dave said about the internet and stuff and different things, it's like you're not allowed to just have an opinion. The football, no one can tell me, there's not one person on this earth can tell me that the football isn't terrible. It's absolutely.
I've seen a few seen a few on Twitter.
But he can say there must be.
You'll know one of them.
They must be blind. Right? They must be blind. The football is garbage, but that doesn't mean it's not effective.
No.
Right? But it's still garbage.
It's not effective at Goodison, though.
Exactly. So you're allowed to sit there and say it's garbage because it is garbage, but you can say it's effective as well. But to me, the football is so basic, it's unbelievable. And going forward, I don't understand why you can't play effective football more, where it's getting it down the wing and having a fullback that overlaps and throwing crosses into the box for big men coming in. Dom, Decore, whoever else is there. I don't see how that's a chore, especially when you're playing 2 holding midfielders at home, where you can basically just say to the 2 holding midfielders, if the fullbacks go, be ready to split and fill the space. Because that's all that used to happen under Roberto Martinez, and for the first season it was quite successful till we lost Dingo. So it was we lost the partnership. The partnership in the middle of the park that messed it up. So yeah, there's a lot of things can be true at once. Lots of things can be true at once. About a lot of things at this football club. It's not just always one thing, and that's all it is. It's the same with like the situation we find ourselves off the pitch. Do we feel like we've been hard done by the Premier League? Yes. But have we been run absolutely terribly? Yes. Those two things work together. It's not one or the other.
And they're both true.
And they're both true, yeah. So it's both true that Sean Dyche has done a good job to make it solid and make a good unit out of it. But the football is absolutely terrible. And that's the way it is. And things can change. He put Young there, kept him on the right and took Harrison off. And was that the wrong decision on the night? Yes. He kept Onana off the pitch. Was that the right decision? No, because Onana actually, when he plays, means that we don't play long ball all the time. Yeah. Because he gets the ball and he moves it through midfield a lot better. And that's the one thing when he's playing, we seem to go long a lot more when Onana's not playing. So it's you can almost sit there and say, now the manager might turn around and say, well, I've got the facts. I know he's only available for this and that or the other time, but. Fair enough, and that doesn't always get communicated to fans. Sadly, I think it should. But yeah, lots of opinions are out there, and lots of opinions are right. We just very much live in a society now where
one or the other.
No one wants to be proved wrong. Everybody wants to get their opinion out, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But no one wants to be proved wrong. And if you are maybe slightly wrong or look a little bit wrong, everyone jumps on you immediately and goes, look, you said this and you said that. So what? Big deal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're wrong about something, you're just wrong. You just that's it. And too many people get destroyed now in many forms because of social media witch hunts. And the thing about it is, you might be proved wrong for a small period of time. The longer period of time, you might be proven right. You have to see how it all plays out eventually. So we just get on with things as they are. But you are allowed to have opinions while those things are going on. And if you're proved absolutely wrong, and it is stupid. But the other side of it is, it's having opinions and literally willing to die on the hill for those opinions. And therefore, everything you do, it comes from that lens. And I'll never get that about anybody going, you know, whereas you will, your opinion, oh, we played brilliant the other night. No, we didn't. Yeah. Oh, no, we did. No, we didn't. No, it was the greatest shape I've ever seen in my life and all this nonsense. Just because you like the manager, behave yourself. Behave yourself.
Especially when you've gone in on other managers big time.
Yeah.
And everything another manager.
We all have, and we've all been excited about managers. We've all been proved pretty much wrong on Mashiri and things like that. We all can hold our hands up and say, you know, when he came in, we thought it was going to be the greatest thing in the world. And we've all been made to look stupid. Some people might have caught it earlier than others. Whatever, but we've been
burnt by it, haven't we?
You know, some people will have told you that Bill Kenwright was the biggest thing ever, greatest thing ever in the world forever, and they'll always think that. Some people will go, well, nah, actually, the last couple of years or whatever, or till Mashiri come, he was, or some people believe that his whole tenure at Everton is terrible. But that's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to have those decisions. You can be proved wrong in the long term on anything, because ultimately things take time to play out. Sometimes you want things to be great. You want a player or a manager, so therefore you're almost like just willing it to happen. And I get that as well. But people will be wrong on a lot of things, and that's just life.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
You can't. Dave's lost his signal, by the way. But yeah, it is what it is. We all want Everton to win. Every time we go in Goodison, I want to sit in my seat and watch that team play great football and win. And that doesn't mean having 9,000 passes and us building up from the back all day. It's not really a type of football that I like. I like fast football and intense football. That's what gets you on the edge of your seat, so it's like you're in the game. Boring, slow football like Martinez played in seasons 2 and 3. I hate it. I'd have accepted it if Everton would have been in the top 3 or 4 and winning games. I'd have been all day with it. But it wasn't the case. It was poor. And I've seen some people now saying, I'll put up with this if we win this kind of football. Yeah. But if it carries on like this and we don't win, I want changes. Well, you don't even have to be that negative either. What you have to say is, we have to win home games, because our situation right now is not good. The manager's done a really good job on one aspect of the playing side, which is away from home, getting results on our travels where we have been soft in the past. Now, the real challenge for him, can he do it at home? And I've been saying it for a while, and he hasn't been able to find a formula at Goodison Park yet. And it's March the next time we play at Goodison in the league. So he's got to, and now the games are running out, so he's got to come up with that quickly. Otherwise, we are going to be staring down the barrel if we don't get points back. So that's what he's got to come up with. Doesn't mean you're slagging him off. It's like saying McNeil's been poor of late. Well, he has. Doesn't mean you hate Dwight McNeil. It just means he's not playing well at the moment. The same as Jack Harrison. People see Jack Harrison get loads of stick and I don't get it. The fella that runs at the goal with the ball, which is a rarity in our team. People have a go at him. Dom is getting it now. I've seen someone saying today, like, the way Dom's hated by our fan base. I don't think he's hated. Some people don't like him. I think the majority of Evertonians are right behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They just want him to score goals. So the polarization that takes place on social media, which is why I use it less and less and less and less now, because it's nonsense. People have lost the ability to just go, oh, I like this player, and you might go, oh, I don't really like him, and that's it. Doesn't matter. It's not you're a dickhead because you like him or you're whatever. You wouldn't say that standing next to someone, would you? And that's what's happened now with social media, and it's sad, and that's the way society is, and it's like that in everything. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, social media, I very rarely get into debates with people on social media. I'll put a comment out there and I just leave it at that. I'm not really asked about having a big conversation with it, you know, when it's your opinion. If it's your opinion, I'm not going to genuinely be swayed by anyone on it. And because there is a lot that can be said, or you once said this, or you once said that. It's like, you can have chats, you can have discussions with people about different things, but yeah, because that's what it's become. It has become a it's become an absolute. Oh, that's if you can get through the bots trying to sell you something or other. So but that's it. We just make people just make sweeping generalizations, and even on Dom, it's like you mentioned Dom there. People, there's a lot of like you get a lot of stuff where it's like I can't he shouldn't be in the team, and it's without even thinking of like what does he do for the team in general, and the guys replacing him, does he play like him? It's like, yes, he's missing chances, but you'd have to stop and say, what does he bring to the team? How are we using him? What do we use him for? We play long ball, so therefore, if there's, he won 17 out of 20 aerial duels on Monday night. If that's the way you're going to play, is Better going to do that? Or is Better going to come in and the manager's going to go, no, we're playing a completely different way today? And then that's a little bit like last season when we had Dom and then we had Mopai and you're changing. And even though Better was the 6 foot odd, it's still not the same. It's still not the same way you play. So you have to factor all that in as well when you.
I just personally wouldn't let the run continue without changing it. But I understand why he does it. And the other night we just isolated the striker again, and I don't know why. I don't really understand the management's thoughts of if you aren't instructing people to run past your centre forward, then what's your game plan? Is it for Dom to somehow control a ball on his head? And there was one in the second half where he flicked his header on and ran after it himself because there was no one anywhere near him, and that's not normal either. How can you expect someone to do that? So I don't get that aspect of it, but some of that's on the players as well. The Corey's got to go, he'll win that, I've got to get beyond him and make the run, or whoever comes on, and if it's Beto coming on with Dom the other night, right, he's going to win that, I'm on my bike. Or if it's your wide men, I know Dominic Calvert-Lewin will win this, I'm going to run beyond them. And that's what we have to do. And the players and the management team have got to solve this issue. Otherwise, we will struggle. Home form keeps you up, mostly. If Everton had 5 away games against teams in the bottom half, you go, well, it's on us. We go away and win, but we'll be all right and all that. Well, we haven't. We've played Luton. But we've got home games where we should be looking at 5 home wins out of 6, really, if you'd ask me. West Ham aren't any great shakes. Brentford aren't. Burnley are down. Sheffield United are down. And the other one is Forest. They were right in there and could be in the shit if they get points deducted, and that's another one. But will Everton win those 5 games? I wouldn't bet on it right now. But they're good opportunities. If you had to handpick games, they would be 5 that you would handpick right now. Yeah. Doesn't matter. I had a handpick Crystal Palace the other night with no manager and 4 of the best players out, and we couldn't beat them. So we'll have to just see. We will have to just see. Yeah. But we are far too slow the way we move the ball. We've had Trevor Stephen in the studio today, Clang. When we were talking to him about it, and his thing was the same. He just moved the ball too slowly. People don't want to run towards the goal. It's safe. They want to turn back, and some of that'll be confidence because we're not winning. Of course it will. When we won the 4 games, there was confidence and chests were puffed out, and it was, we can beat these. Like there was, because we won a Forest and Newcastle game, had good intensity, and when we got ahead, we went, but by the time we played Chelsea, there was a belief we'd just beat them. And then when we went to Burnley, and that was a tricky game, it was just like holding someone by the head and them trying to swing out. It was never really any doubt in it. We've lost all of that. So Monday night was a struggle against a team who's also struggling. Not a team you could see there was any real belief they'd win the game in both teams. We've got to whip that up now. We've got to go to Brighton. And to be honest, I'm more comfortable about Brighton than I was about Palace the other night, because I think we'll go away. We're playing against a very good side, but I know that we'll prepare right. The game plan will be, everyone will know it, and the manager will have them set up really well. The worry is the home form and the home games, and 7 wins in 21 matches at Goodison in the Premier League under Sean Dyche isn't good enough for us. We have to build that. We have to win these games at Goodison Park, and that's what we've got to do. So, and that's on both of them. It's not just on the manager. It's on the players to go and do it. It's on the players to put the ball in the back of the net. Otherwise, we'll have to play Michael Keane up front. It's the only natural, thing. But we'll see. We will see. Graham Potter being mentioned a few times, but I don't think Graham Potter had be able to cope with our fans. Cry asked about Brighton fans booing them once when they'd lost or they drew. And okay, he might have been right at that time. They'd been on a good run, but he had like a tear in his eye. Our fans would destroy him. They would, wouldn't they? Imagine if we had like 3 home games where we drew or something or we'd lost. And the boos.
Do you think that's the ultimate ambition for the fans, is to make a manager cry?
I don't think it's the ultimate ambition.
I think
there's obviously you've got to look for small wins. But I think every Evertonian wants us to go out, play well and win games of football. We all just want to go to match, sit there and go, I feel confident we'll win today. I'll just play decent footy and have shots and that. I think that's what we want and go on.
Doing other managers.
Imagine if Everton got to a position where we knew like the start of the season, we'd probably win 8 or 9 home games, 10 home games. And we might win 3 or 4 of them like 3-0. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't mean we'd get into Europe or it wouldn't mean we'd win the league. But you'd have a comfort in going, we're good at home. And
we used to win more than that under Moyes.
No. Moyes should be 14 home wins, 13 home wins. But what I mean is going back to that when you've been so low, sitting at Goodison just going, we're not a bad side, you know.
Han Solo.
Han Solo's great. I think that would be really good. That'd be the next
I just want to make a manager cry.
Well, that's you. I'm not about that.
Where we should be in the table right now, we should be sat here going, we're all right. We're not too bad. You know, we're nowhere near relegation. But obviously we are.
Steve Guy says, get Tuchel now. Problem is with
Thomas.
Thomas.
One night for Thomas Tuchel.
The problem with Thomas, and I love Thomas Tuchel, and we should have got him 2013 when Moyes left, and we should have got him in 2017 instead of cry arson and looking for Marco Silva at that time and settling for Sam Allardyce when he wanted the job. The problem with him is he does get a cob on with the ownership if they don't get him what he wants, and I don't think we're in a place where we could say,
ownership, you say? What's exactly. One of them?
Yeah, we wouldn't even got an owner. Gray Leeds had to mute somebody because of his sycophantic nonsense with Dyche.
Name names.
He has named them, I'm not going to name him. James says that even in the 90s, when we were awful, you'd always go to Goodison and expect a win. Doesn't happen anymore. And that was when we had 6 centre-backs playing in the same team. I'd still turn up at Goodison and go, we can beat these. Yeah. Now, there's a nervousness, isn't there? But let's hope it improves. Also, you could get away from it a bit because it wasn't 24/7 in the 90s, was it? Imagine it. Be grim. Neil says they're taking the piss, keeping us hanging on. To let us know what a small, insignificant club we are. The Blues says Dan Hume is the one player I've been massively disappointed by. He's actually got pace and quality, but has not had one good game. Are you surprised he hasn't had that? Just even if it is just one performance where you've gone, oh, look,
I actually thought he'd be good for us.
I did.
I thought he'd be good.
Yeah. I did. When we got him, I thought, you know what, he's a good option, him, and he'll create and he might score a few. And early on, you know, Sheffield United away got a goal. He'd scored at Doncaster. And you were like, all right, he might be up and running now and he'll give us a threat off the left maybe or off the right. And you're absolutely right, the Blues, there hasn't been one game where I've gone, he was excellent there, or he had a really good game today. The best I've seen, the most threatening he's been was probably Spurs away when he come on and he still missed 3 good opportunities. I know he's unlucky with one, but one he should have squared and one he should have scored. Other than that, there was glimpses of Palace in the cup. He had a couple of moments. But other than that, he has done nothing. And that is massively disappointing. Daz says, Potter would be a shit show. I saw him at Chelsea at that time as my mate's a huge fan. Trust me, he's no better than Dyche. Emma said Frank looked close to tears some days.
But we didn't work hard enough then, did we?
Rita says, I'd go for Steve Cooper if Dyche was replaced. I've never got it with Steve Cooper. David Ancelotti was her name.
Yes, let's get David in.
Let's get an Ancelotti back. Wayne Price says ownership. What's one of them? Exactly, mate. Daz says, get Moyes back in the summer when West Ham sack him. I think our fans would be fuming.
Just thinking about Frank's Frank's face. It was the 4-1 Brighton. Damari Gray scored. And Frank was like, damn, the park end. What
about when we played Palace?
I just went, boo.
What about Palace away in the cup? First goal, rubbish. Second goal, didn't do anything. Third goal, didn't do anything. Fourth goal, rubbish. It was the most childish thing I've ever heard. It was the most childish thing. It wasn't a free kick. We got third goal, got lucky. Fourth goal,
played Palace at home twice in the league. Scored 3 in both games.
Same.
All I'm saying. Where are we? Dan Hume's just another Gray, says Daz. No, Gray scored goals on some.
I think Dan Juma would have probably scored a couple if he played every game, but he's just not.
Nah, the problem is, right, Damari Gray had games where you went, he had a good game today. Wasn't like every other week or even.
He had a lot of the
Dan
games.
Hume's had he hasn't had one good. Burnley at home.
Sheffield United, I thought he was okay.
Burnley at home. In Sheffield United, even in the first half when he went through twice and there was 2 men square at 1-0 and he didn't pass it.
Other games, he might score those.
He's had chances. Burnley at home. He was dreadful.
He was dreadful against Burnley.
He hasn't done a thing, mate. Posh Matty says there's a petition for Ped to do an entire match reaction in the Lampard impression.
I don't think there is a petition.
No, he wants to. Matthias says, would anyone talk about Dyche sacking if Everton had the minus points? Who is talking about Dyche sacking? Let us know.
I think literally what you've just done there is fall into the trap that we have set for you, which is literally what we were saying was we can say the footy's crap and still say the job he's doing is all right.
Yeah.
But this is the other thing, isn't it? We got the points deducted in November, and
we're in the bottom
how have we reacted since in terms of you have to look at what we're doing, as in we are in the bottom 4, not 12th. So you can't just go, well, everything I was doing was fine. Let's just keep doing that, because we haven't won a game for 2 months.
We haven't won in 8 games.
So you have to look at it and go, do I have to change something? I mean, that's the point, isn't it? How many points have we gained since the turn of the year? 4 points.
4 draws,
yeah. Since the Burnley game, 4 draws. So
that's it.
4 points. So we haven't really moved on, have we? And okay, so we've picked 16 points up since we got the points deduction. That's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. But we can't just keep sitting here going, he's done a good job because we should be on this. You have to look at the reaction and where we are right now, and that's all that matters.
I just want some points back. That's all I'm saying. Where are we? Curtis, yeah, fair points. Absolutely spot on. You can say the style of play isn't good to look at right now and still back the manager. Yeah. It's not one or the other. You're absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely right. People are gutted because they've got to support Liverpool tonight. Yeah, listen. Let's just.
You don't have to support.
Let's just hope Luton don't win. That's
you can
the
just
big
have a
thing.
Look at the score.
See the score
at 10 o'clock.
1-0 deflection, and as long as Luton don't win. But we do, in my opinion, we need some points back quickly just to pick everybody up. Dan Juma will be perfect for at home against the lower club, says James. Well, maybe Dan Juma's best contribution is still to come. And get him back in a few weeks. No, well, that's what I mean. Get him back in a few weeks and be a real option for us, and maybe turn those games against them teams at Goodison in our favour. Maybe and then at the end of the season we can go, you know what, it wasn't amazing, but he was key near the end of the season by helping us win them home games. Maybe, and that's fine. If that's what it is, then good, because we need that extra something, don't we? We do, don't we? Need to get something out the deal, because otherwise we're just ruining it, aren't we? Phil McCauley says Masters is Jenna Jameson and Shagger is Ron Jeremy in the same scene.
It's
Well, let's see the
It's
outcome before we go
interesting.
with that. And if the outcome is positive, then we
It's
can put
interesting.
that together very much, probably like they did at some stage.
Interesting way, look.
And Posh Matty says, ideal situation is Reds win 4-0, but Salah's injured for the rest of the season and Van Dijk gets a red card. They don't even know if Salah's playing, do they? Because of the hamstring trouble. They've got quite a few out. Sophie said, just thought of something. If Arsenal win the league, we play them the final day at the Emirates. Means Masters will be there. Wonder how our fans are going to react if they see him. Probably give him a bit of stick, won't they? Niall, apologies, says it saw Jesse March on Monday Night Football just as a good insight into football. With his style of play, would it be worth the risk? No, his history with Leeds would hold him back.
Just never.
Does talk a good game. And
His history with football would hold them back.
He done all right at New York Red Bulls. He done all right at Leipzig. You know, he did though, didn't he? He didn't do great at
Levels.
not at Leipzig, at Red Bull Salzburg. Leipzig was a little bit.
Levels.
But he obviously understands football and what he was saying. But he was saying the other night, wasn't he? It's the way Everton play isn't conducive to loads of, good quality
Loads of
chances.
fun. Lots of.
Okay. But yeah, it's a team with no pace, and in the summer, the recruitment team who have got to get it right this summer, have got to get some pace into that squad. Got to. It can't be this one-paced. You can't be looking to Ben Godfrey, who is a quick centre-back, to be the person that, and is not technically brilliant, to be the person that can break teams down simply because he can sprint. That's not really a tactic. Neither is a long ball from your goalkeeper or a switch from your centre-back to the left side, which is slow. We need that extra stuff. Matthias says, would you take Marino? Imagine Josie coming in here. He's another one. He gets a cob on when he can't have what he wants. He'd be fuming here, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Be threatening to walk out every week. Curtis says, anyone who watches us can see what the problems are. Marsh isn't special. He's just Ted Lasso with good PR. Ted Lasso's all right.
And had good PR.
And he did have, good PR. A lot going on. And he's a great baker, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you've got to, how good a baker has Everton's managers been? Maybe that's been an issue.
It's not even part of the game.
Sean
It's all
Dyche.
about the grass.
Sean Dyche knows his curries because I've seen him discussing the curry and what's in it. So maybe he's a good cook, but is he a good baker?
Get us a pie.
Did Sean? You ever see a situation where Sean Dyche was taking like cakes into Denise Barrett Baxendale every day, or do you think that was more frank? Get one of these down your neck. Just coming in with a little box. Yeah, Denise.
Enjoy the cake.
I mean, Lampard doesn't speak like that. Is that what Dyche would have said?
Enjoy the cake.
Enjoy the cake, yeah. Enjoy the cake.
No, but seriously, enjoy the cake.
They all come in. But Joe Edwards,
No, really,
Ashley
seriously.
Cole all bringing it.
Seriously, I made that myself, yeah.
Seriously, I made that myself.
No, but seriously, yeah, it's my cake.
Curtis says Sean Dyche makes a mean Victoria Sponge.
I don't think Sean Dyche makes anything.
No. Not in his flat.
Red wine,
Uber Eats.
red
Take
meat,
account with Uber Eats.
piece of bread, bosh.
Bosh. Sophie says not much being made of the fact we might not find out till mid-June if we or Forest get relegated. I know, Soph, but that's assuming we get another one as well. Don't look. You're looking too deep into it. Let's see. Abigail wants Salah to play for her fantasy football team. Feels selfish. Yeah.
Feels selfish.
Does, doesn't it? It absolutely does. Ian Barron says cooking with Dyche. Could be a new programme, couldn't it?
A lot of people believe Dyche is cooking.
Well, yeah.
So
I'm going. Sorry, look, because that coffee. And we're about to finish.
what are you talking about? That coffee?
The coffee's gone through me. There's no calls. You take over. Take over.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna just tell you about the managers. I want to cry. Got Ned here. Ned's gonna do some of his impressions.
Give us your best 180.
What?
Give us your best 180.
As in a darts call?
Yeah.
No, because I'm not some weird wool. You give us your best 180.
I don't know what my best 180
We'll
is.
do one then.
180.
I thought it was a drill for a moment there. thought he was a Jill.
180. That's how they say it.
I can't believe Paz just got off. James W said Joe Lewis got sacked today. I don't think Joe Lewis.
Joe Edwards.
Joe Edwards, you mean? Joe Lewis owns Tottenham on the sly and got nicked in America. Joe Edwards. Emma says Dice got 500 Bombay bad boys in a suitcase. I'm not 100% sure what that refers to. There you go. RC says sounds like an engine starting. But then Curtis says that was actually a solid 180. Adam Brooks says Baz versus Ned fight.
Baz not fighters.
Well, I'm not sure you're a lover because you don't really prove that too much, you know.
Why would we be fighting though?
I don't know. Ned just did his best 180 impression though. It was very interesting. Ned wants to do wants to become a darts.
I think I'll be a good referee.
A good referee? Do you think darts needs referees?
Yeah, they count the score.
Isn't that just
and you require 44.
Is that a referee or just like a maths fella?
No,
Why are you saying it like trying to say it like Sean Dyche as well?
Yeah, there you go.
Meant to be Russ.
Russ who?
Russ
Abbott?
No.
Oh, what an atmosphere.
Russ Gray.
Well, who's Russ Gray?
You know.
No, I don't, because I don't watch darts.
Always on hand sanitizer. Always. Son.
I don't watch darts.
Really?
Yeah. Why would I watch the darts? It's men throwing pointy things at a board with felt on it.
I'm quite good at darts.
It was good. The Luke Little game finally of the week was good. Was good to watch. No, it was. I couldn't sit there and watch it all the time, to be honest.
So why did you watch that?
Just as a little novelty, it was on. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, also, regarding the comment commented by Clay Shack, is you know Brighton?
Yeah.
Is the Seagulls in Brighton?
Yeah.
Really?
Why?
Really?
Why? Hang on, sorry. So why do you?
I just had to confirm that.
But why wouldn't there be seagulls there?
Especially on the beach.
Yeah, but what? Do you understand that seagulls are basically just birds that you will find anywhere in the world?
Yeah.
There was this John I've heard they're not ever getting any points back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but everywhere is saying they're getting 10 points back. So don't believe anyone because no one knows.
That is, you can't dispute darts as men throwing pointy things. You just can't dispute that, can you?
Same as you can't dispute men kicking.
No, you've just read the comments.
Fear. No, or men throwing a egg-shaped thing around as rugby. Men wearing little trolleys in a pool
on a little stage with loads of drunk people going. If that's your bag, that's sad. I'm just not into that. I imagine being there would be a decent experience if you like getting bladdered and holding up signs that say "Little Dickie Masters" or something. That's sad. No issue with that whatsoever.
Sounds like it feels like Bongo's bingo, to be honest.
And again, I've never been to Bongo's bingo. That's just bingo with Dale.
RC says did Ned say I'll fight them on the beaches? The Seagulls.
I don't think he did, but if he did, that would be brilliant. Yeah. But the problem is, even if he did, I don't think he would understand the actual.
No, he doesn't understand the reference.
The reference.
I do know the reference.
What's the reference?
We'll fight them on the beaches.
Oh my!
We'll fight them on the beaches.
Listen to this, Ned. James, a seagull in Brighton bit my wife's nail off her finger because she had a chip in her hand.
Oh my God!
Did she follow it up with a left hook?
I can't wait, Ned. Don't forget. We're nearly in March, which means...
No, I'm going to... When I go to
10 weeks till Landud now.
I'm going to wear my bucket hat. It'll be okay.
10 weeks till Landud.
I'm actually going to Brighton Beach as well. So, that's going to be petrifying.
Why are you going to Brighton Beach?
Watching a band.
Which band?
The Charlatans.
They're not the Charlatans, it's the Libertines.
The Charlatans are also on.
They're not, though, are they? You're going to watch a terrible band.
The Libertines are great.
With a fella who exchanged smack for, obviously, fish and chips, because he's huge now.
That's what he had to do.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. He exchanged, instead of, exchanging smack for, exercise, he went, you know what, I'm giving up smack. And I'm going to just eat loads of
Let's
chips.
do chips instead, and then eventually I'll wean off the chips.
Emma says coach trip. We've discussed this before. Coach trip, narrated by Dave Vitti, because he used to do coach trip on Channel 4.
It's going to be incredible watching
Dave
Ned.
can come.
Watching Ned.
Sorry, what was that, Ned?
Maybe Dave can come.
Okay. Fair play to you.
Glenn says who would win on a former Everton manager bake-off special? Lampard, Koeman, Martinez or Silva? I feel like Martinez would win because I feel like he'd be all like the judges would like him.
No, the cake would be
and
terrible.
he'd tell you it's the greatest
The
cake,
cake
ever.
would be terrible, and he'd be like, no, this cake is only getting better. And they'd be like, you win.
This cake is only getting better.
Marco Silva wouldn't finish it because he'd be distracted by Bowen Morte doing star jumps behind him.
Possibly in his goal thong, yeah.
Ronald Koeman probably have a scrap with his cake. I don't like you.
Okay, I mean, he's getting there.
Who else
And
was the
Frank
other manager?
Lampard was the fourth one.
Frank Lampard will probably just do like a cake with a sad face on it. And they'll be like, why have you done this? And it'll just be a sponge cake and it'll be plain. And they'll be like, what's this?
But why though?
And it'll just be like...
Give us some like context to it.
I had one of these icing things. We had to shoot the ice out. I don't like shooting, so...
What is going on? I have no idea where this is going.
Aaron Evans says, when are you lot?
Sconade Koeman.
When are you lot in Llandudno? I can't wait to come and watch Ned get leathered by the Seagulls. We'll let you know, Aaron. It's going to be incredible.
It's not going to be in public information.
The Blues says pay-per-view levels.
I watched there was a little clip on
unbelievable.
The Men and Blazers YouTube channel today. They do a weekly Wrexham thing. And the lad Tom was interviewing Mickey Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
On Llandudno, the front. And I was just looking at the Seagulls. I'm just like, I can't wait.
No, it's going to be
I just can't wait. The Seagulls are the size of dogs. Like, literally.
All dogs.
Like, they're the size of dogs. Like, big dogs,
I'm
though.
the size of two big dogs.
You're not, though, are you?
I am.
You're the size of a small Chihuahua's poo.
No, I'm the small Chihuahua's poo.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Why is it disgusting? I'm just referencing something.
The adjective you used, appropriate.
What's it not appropriate for?
This channel.
You're not appropriate for this channel, but we have you on.
Very appropriate.
Celtic Fake says, make a series, lads, featuring Ned versus Seagulls in various results.
Yeah. Well, it'll start Llandudno, and then it will be like an idiot seagull fighter abroad, where we take Ned to fight. Like, we could end up going to like.
Yeah, I mean, hang on.
Go on.
I need to just clarify this. Ned isn't going to fight the Seagulls.
No, he's not.
He's seeing how long he can survive eating his fish and chips, because he told us he'd be fine. Seagulls wouldn't get there, and he may strike out at one if it tries to get him.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. He said he can handle it, no problem.
But ultimately, where I see this going, right? Ultimately, the long game here is Ned on the Rock of Gibraltar eating in front of the monkeys.
The Barbary
What if one of them pokes my eyes out?
That's your fault. You said you could handle it. Well,
Yeah, but
mate,
I'll be
put shades on.
Well, I have insurance.
Put shades on. Put shades on, and you're laughing.
Eye protection.
I am going to
You
get...
got to treat it like it was a building site.
I am going to get some shades, actually.
There you go. Put shades on. The future's so bright. You got to
high vis, hard helmets.
Then they'll spot me out easily.
It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be incredible. I'll be honest. I'm already looking past the fish and chips and thinking about the visit to the Popsy Bakery in Conway. I'll be honest.
And the A&E.
And
Maybe
we'll be fine.
We should go and climb Snowdon as well.
No.
Why would
we do that?
Because I wanted to do it for ages.
Well, you can do it.
No one's stopping you doing it,
You're
my
free
mate.
to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
We're talking about you eating fish and chips, Llandudno Piercine. If you can fight off the Seagulls, then we're going to the Popsy Bakery in Conway to get some
given.
cakes.
It's an
And we might
absolute
take you
must.
to the Liverpool Arms and we'll just have a soft drink.
It's a piece of piss. Apparently, Snowdon in the summer is nice or anything.
I'm not fearful of it. I just can't be arsed.
You could run up here.
I don't want to run up it. It's not like a challenge. I don't feel it's some kind of challenge.
It's a bit of fun.
Tom O'Reilly says, why do wives blame the husband if a seagull nicks her chips? Your fault! It's going to be incredible.
Celia says, lads, I live by Gibraltar and Ned would get put in the ground by them monkeys. They have teeth like
Steak knives.
Monkeys are a bit different to seagulls.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Work your way up.
He's never threatened them.
On a computer game, when you start, you start like at the base layer, don't you? And you work up to the big baddies. Well, the monkeys on Gibraltar are the big baddies.
It would be interesting. Like, have you ever watched like Rise of the Planet of the Apes and those films? When I watch them, I often sit and I think, which WWE wrestler could probably take one of these on a one-on-one? Like, Big Show could probably take a chimpanzee.
Kev Murphy says we're doing a GoFundMe page to pay for Ned's petrol. We bloody need it.
We aren't using my car.
Dave, people indicating that's not being written anywhere, of course. I'm saying no one's got a clue what's happening. Jester says, all this talk of chips now, I need the chippy.
All this talk of getting chippies.
It's making me hungry, Ned.
Mathew Berkeley, Mathew spelled with one T. Which immediately makes you weird.
One T.
Says, I don't know, Ped, you sound scared.
What's Snowden?
Scared of going up Snowden? It's a bit of a walk. Up a slightly steep hill.
Michael says, forget about that. You're not scared, are you? Michael says you can get one of those red open-top buses that goes from Llandudno to Conway and back. It's a nice journey.
How far away is it?
Not that far, mate. 10 minutes in a car.
Which?
Llandudno to Conway.
Basically, you come down the backside of Llandudno. You go
into
through,
the Ganwy.
You go through Dingio, which apparently's got a very nice chippy there. And then you come along and you're by the railway track, and then you go across onto the bridge and then over.
I love bakeries.
Do you love bakeries, do you?
And there you go. Pop Tea Bakery is tremendous.
Pottery.
No, the Pop Tea.
Pop Tea Bakery.
Is tremendous. Posh Matty says, why walk? You can get a train.
And that's why he's Posh Matty.
You don't get the...
That's why he's Posh Matty, isn't it? I'm not going to walk up there with the normal people.
I like him.
I'm going to jump on a train. The train's not... It's about £35, you know, to go on that train.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Not good, that.
It is not cheap at all.
John, why would we play a championship team when we're in our new stadium?
John, can I just say, you sound like an absolute bellend who has wandered into the wrong channel and thought, I'll go and wind those Blues up. You'll have the best ground in the championship. You sound like a knobhead. Go away.
Boy, she's turned up.
Go away.
What?
No, we'll just block him.
Wednesday night.
No, let's not block him. I think
Pound Bakery for Ned.
No Pound Bakeries.
No, I don't like Pound Bakery.
That's because it's all like anything.
It's just all pastry. And
it's basically pastry made out of plaster that you do the walls with.
Yeah, it's not good. It's very.
It's
sloppy.
not good.
Isn't it just the same bakery?
No, it's
Waterfield.
Are you sure?
Nice.
Yeah, it's owned by them, but obviously, it's not the same quality material, is it?
Oh, John's getting it now in the comments. See, John, you've wandered in.
Posh Matty says, go fund me for Ped to get the train. I don't want to get the train. I go there quite often and I don't get the train. I have no interest in going up Snowdon. Me and Baz literally jumped off a mountain round the corner. Head first.
You just said you were going to get the train up to Snowdon.
No, I didn't. I said you can get the train
No,
up.
you just said, I'm going to pay £35 to get the train up to Snowdon.
Oh, if only there's some way of finding out what I just said. Me and Baz literally jumped off a mountain round by Llandudno.
Fine.
We
Ned
just
wouldn't have done it.
5 years ago. Literally, that was this week.
Wow.
I know. We literally jumped off. We had cameras strapped to us, and we jumped off a mountain. That was our dedication.
Did you get the train up it?
Horrible.
No, we got to this like big army.
No, it was an army van thing that took us up. Amazing.
It was amazing.
Absolutely.
Posh Matty, you're so posh you can pay for it all.
I'll walk up it.
You walk up, will you?
There's only Perry wants to.
You're a fucking hero, you aren't you? Baz doesn't want to walk up it. No interest.
Baz likes walking.
I do, but why would I want to walk up Snowdon?
You can walk it up with me.
Why would I want to walk up Snowdon?
Because I'll take some.
No, mate. No.
Kev,
people die all the time.
I'm not hungry. I've had my Huel.
Yeah. I mean, I can vouch for it. Yeah.
I've had my Huel today. Was
Oh yeah.
chicken and mushroom pasta. And
I had my Huel drink. In fact, we had Huel lunch together.
We had Huel together. We went out the studio because someone else was using it, and we went in the other room and sat there for a good hour, and we had our Huel together and speculated on many things.
We did,
and on the future of
ruminated. A bit of rumination was there.
Ned was in here. and John Blaine was in here, and they were doing stuff, and we were in the other room just ruminating and speculating and having a good old chin wag. And it was good times for everybody.
Good times had by all. Like 90 seconds, and then we are going. I can hear them, the red men building up to their get. You do need them to win.
We can't go to Poppety Bingo. Oh, Andrew's off the Poppety Bakery tomorrow.
Oh.
Biscoffy donuts are boss.
Absolutely. Tremendous.
Emma says, here's an idea. Ned has to wear a dog cone, like a cone that a dog would wear when they're ill, and fill it with chips and sit there while the seagulls come down. I think that's amazing, Emma.
No, it's a great idea, but it's not quite what the theory was.
Just weird.
But it's good though.
It's great. Emma,
feels like level 3. That
it is. Yeah,
feels like level 3.
Smell of chips.
John, come on, Luton. John, you are an absolute bell whiff. I can smell you from here.
Stop it. Just ignore him. He's just winding you up.
Don't wind me up.
Don't bite.
I'm not
Big
biting.
John. Big John.
Come on, Luton. Mate.
The sad thing is, John probably supports Liverpool, and he probably doesn't even know that.
John is sitting there in his undies,
An hour.
like his proper old-fashioned white fronts, and they're just covered in all kinds.
Right, I think it's nearly.
He's got gravy. He's got gravy down his top. He had great for that was from his breakfast.
Too lazy
and he's
to get up and go for a crap, so he's just
come on, Luton.
in his own dampness.
Yeah, he is. He's damp.
Watching us.
He's moist, isn't he?
He probably doesn't even want to watch us. He just can't be actually.
There's literally like moss growing in his front room.
You bastard.
That's how damp his house is. With his massive porn collection.
Ginger.
Fair play on with that.
VHS though.
Oh, VHS, yeah. Fair play. Fair play.
Oh, and he's come back with me with a ginger. Oh my god, ginger. Oh my god. Like, that's offensive. Like, I haven't been in ginger since I was a small child.
Celtic vape says.
About as funny as how hard your socks are. How hard? No, you take your socks off and you just come off in one big piece, and your toenails come off with them.
All right, come on.
And you go like that.
Me dinner, stop it. Got a dog waiting for me. Take me dog out for a walk.
It's not strictly your dog, is it?
No. But she's my dog till the weekend.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take it out for a walk. Yeah, we'll see. Michael says, great show, lads, from Blue Activewear, Gold Coast, Australia.
Blue Activewear? Mm-hmm. That sounds like the kind of thing that we'd like to wear. Blue Activewear.
Sophie says John is Richard Masters, isn't he? And someone else says John. Celtic Vape says John is Little Dicky in disguise. Fair play to him. Little Dicky.
Oh, he's now calling me a redhead. Oh, that's Liam.
That's Liam. There isn't.
Sorry, no, sorry, Liam. But don't call me that either. I'll break your fucking face.
Right. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good night. And the Blues says he followed up and enjoyed the championship with ginger. Yeah.
John just said something and then deleted it.
He said something like he's got to take his missus for a walk.
Yeah.
Absolute nonsense.
Good on you.
Right. We're going.
All the things I've just said.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Some Nance chat.